And building on that, I think Tony, taking our AI conversation ahead, let's now shift focus on what enterprise expect are from the evolution, or what that means for their future readiness. How can enterprise effectively future-proof their cybersecurity strategies, particularly when it comes to talent and technology in this particular AI world which is coming in?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I think it's super interesting, right? I mean, Kareem mentioned how fast things happen. I've got about 8,000 cybersecurists around the globe that are supporting clients, and a year ago I'd have town hall conversations with them, and I'd get a lot of questions around, is AI going to replace my job, and so forth, and now the conversations are, hey, this is great. Now I'm going to be upskilled, up leveled into level 2, level 3 type of roles within a SOC because we're leveraging automation for all the level 1, level 1.5 stuff, right? So it's fascinating to see, when you look at the evolution of this and, the reasons that why we do it. I mean, obviously, there's an efficiency piece there. There's also the human element of this too, right? I mean, we do a number of surveys around the globe, and agent fatigue is a real thing. I mean, we have, absolutely need to make sure that, we're mindful of how we're developing these hybrid SOCs between the people and the technology. And so being cognizant of that. So for me, our this is very, very use case driven to drive value for clients. And so the first thing, that we're doing as an organization is obviously from a training perspective, developing, and I would encourage all the organizations to develop this AI fluency across their workforce. And that can have multiple levels to it, obviously, but it generally helps our folks identify these use cases that can be enabled to help them do their jobs better, to help them identify things faster and remediate things faster, et cetera. So I think general fluency is a key thing. I do think I see organizations looking at trying to figure out how they're fusing some of these roles together between sort of our broad IT sort of service management, between cyber and what AI can do for them. And then there's these upskilling and cross-skilling courses that are very specific to these use cases, to these functional areas that I think are fascinating for our folks. And, they can't do it fast enough because, the next month, the next quarter, something has changed in some of the technology landscape. So, for us, being able to leverage the tool sets, particularly in a level 1, level 1.5 perspective, is just normal now. I mean, it's about trying to help our analysts get to an answer faster, and then help them with some of the more heady analysis that needs to happen, working with the business specifically to tune things and to actually be able to remediate and respond. So I think, if you're not already doing training and certification in AI in general and particular functional and technical areas, you ought to be, because you won't be relevant, much longer. But it's not for me. It's and our folks, and I think all the clients that I've talked to are over the fear. Now it's the embrace around how do I make sure I can leverage this to help me, perform better in my day-to-day job.
I think you brightly talked about how AI will augment the SOC capabilities of analysts and take away the fatigue. And as you mentioned, that talent scarcity in cyber has always been a big concern. If you see the the recent World Economic Forum report, which highlights a global shortfall of 4 million cybersecurity professionals.